In 2022, the whole world was shocked when Russia actually invaded Ukraine. However, this was not a shock to the people of Georgia. In 2008, Russian tanks invaded, proclaiming to defend independent territories, Abkhazia and South Ossetia. In this video, we will break down the myths and revisionist history that Russia used to justify this invasion. We will see that they don't hold up to historical scrutiny, and I will link the sources below so you can look at them yourself. It all starts centuries ago. In the 10th century after Christ, King Bagrat III unifies Abkhazia with other Georgian territories under one royal crown. In the 1800s, the Russian Empire invades and takes over the Caucasus, Georgia included. 1921, Soviet maps place Abkhazia and South Ossetia firmly inside of Georgian territory. In the 1990s, after the fall of the Soviet Union, separatist wars break out. Russia sends in peacekeepers and claims to help to control and calm down the area. In 2008, Russia launches a full-scale invasion into Georgia, forcing Georgia to more or less recognize Ossetia and Abkhazia as independent territories. Let's start with the biggest one. Medieval charters list Abkhazia as being part of the Georgian kingdom over 1,000 years ago. In 1926, Soviet maps place Abkhazia and South Ossetia firmly into the Georgian Soviet Republic. That is false. Archives from 1921 show the current borders. In 1931, Abkhazia was merely made an autonomous republic inside of Georgia. That is a serious accusation, and it's plainly false. The Tagliavini report states that yes, 162 civilians died, but that is far removed from the 2,000 civilian deaths that the Russian Ministry of Defense claims. A claim, by the way, that was then later very quietly revised down to only 133 deaths. Meanwhile, over 200,000 ethnic Georgians were cleansed from their homes in the two regions. There was no referendum. Russia started handing out passports in 2002 as the groundwork for an invasion. They were creating Russian citizens in Abkhazia and Ossetia so that they could later claim to protect them. Language doesn't justify legal justification. Abkhazia's constitution prioritizes Abkhaz, and Russia is only listed as the second language. This claim is absurd, otherwise Spain would have a claim to invade all of Latin America almost. Russia rehearsed their invasion in July 2008. This was weeks before the NATO summit was held, where talks of Georgia joining NATO flared up. And yes, it's not a surprise that countries like Finland and Sweden, who were historically neutral, looked towards NATO after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Peacekeepers don't drop cluster bombs. The European Union called Russia's invasion disproportionate. They bombed civilian areas outside of the war zone, and they violated the ceasefire. The European Commission for Human Rights from 2021 confirms this. Only 5 countries recognize them. Russia funds over 50% of South Ossetia's budget, controls the borders and even stations FSB guards. That is not independence, it's just occupation with extra paperwork. Does this sound familiar? It should. Passportization, false genocide, peacekeeper covers, all copy-paste playbook from Crimea and Donbas. Myths can change, but tactics stay the same. That's why history matters. Find all the cited documents in the description. If this helped you at all to understand what is going on, or if you learned something, please hit like, subscribe, comment with a myth you want me to tackle next.